Okay. Moon, is it good?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Very nice. I really enjoy it. Thank you. Thank you. Great. You guys having a good time over there?
Oh, I can see the slide there.
Well, that's pretty good.
Cool. You got me just in the middle of the Cover your face.
Yep.
Cover your face really hard and just don't do anything.
Boy. Oh, can't stand up. All right, you're gonna be dizzy now. Where am I? Anyone can tell what this is? Got about 5 seconds to figure it out. It's in Oakland, big lake. You're walking around it. Against the LM, Lake Merritt. Lake Merritt. Here's the view when you're walking. There are the ducks. There's the one boat I see on the water up there. There's people hanging out. Well, there's our answer to Lake Merritt. It's a combination of fresh water from the creeks and streams that from all over the Bay Area hills run into the lake, and then the salt water comes in from the Oakland estuary. So it's a combination of salt and fresh water. That's the answer. Well, just finished the hike around Lake Merritt. According to my watch, 3.4 miles. The road is pretty much continuous along the edge of the lake, except for over here on the north side. It breaks down a little bit, and you have to kind of figure out which way you want to go. So 3.4 plus or minus, depending which path you take. Che Fico.
Che Fico. Che Fico.
You know what that means?
Yes.
What does it mean?
House of the Fig?
The fig.
The fig.
That's a fig. That's a fig.
But normally you travel alone.
Right.
What's with this being alone stuff?
Yeah, we were just talking about that. We're talking about how maybe being alone is maybe the in our society it's considered maybe not the norm. You know, being a couple is the norm. But I think being alone there's advantages to being alone. And I enjoy being alone. Not 100% of the time, but a lot of the time.
You're not lonely on these trips?
There are times when I, wish Sumi were around, the boys were around, or you were around. But I think on the whole, I think traveling alone I prefer, because I don't think any two people are exactly the same. You have different desires, different time schedules, have different needs, interests. And when you're on your own, you basically do what you want all the time.
Well, a lot of people would say that's antisocial. What do you say to that?
But when you're alone doesn't mean you're not talking to people. I like go to restaurants and talk to people. It's kind of a casual acquaintance, maybe superficial, but you're not alone. You can develop friendships and relationships when you're alone. They're not long term. So, but you're doing what you want. You get up when you want. You have coffee. You go eat what you want. You go to the museum or don't go to the museum. You decide which turn in the fork in the road you want to go down. You don't have to compromise. So you're basically doing what you want all the time, right? If you're with more than one person, someone maybe doesn't want to do it. They're dissatisfied. They're compromising, and you're reacting to that compromise. You're feeling bad for the person. Maybe you're pulling them along and they don't want to go. You're not doing what you want. It causes some stress. You can manage that, but when you're alone, you don't deal with any of that.
Well, that's right, but I think that I'm pushing back on the antisocial thing, because I can maybe the fact that you don't make accommodations to other people's desires or interests reflects a kind of antisocial, there's something wonderful about being able to sometimes subordinate your own interests and desires to what a group wants or what
that's true.
That a partner wants.
Yeah, but in GOJOGO, my son Sumi and I this last year spent several months together. A month in Portugal, a month and a half in Japan, a month back in Oakland. So this last year we spent actually 2 or 3 months together.
Yeah, that seems great.
And so that actually maybe that's the ideal thing. You have time alone, you have time with a partner or a friend.
That seems much more balanced.
Yeah, it's not one or the other. So that may be actually.
But in all these travels, have you ever felt profoundly alone and just loneliness?
Not really. I'm kind of a loner. I'm maybe introverted. I grew up alone without siblings and without a father. Just my mother and I. So I spent a lot of time alone in my life, and I think I like that.
And you worked alone. You didn't work in a collaborative mostly.
Yeah, I have my own practice.
Although you work with clients carefully.
Right. So a lot of my life, work life, and growing up was alone. I learned how to live like that. I'm used to it, and maybe I even need some of that, part of the time. But you're right. I think I enjoy, when I'm alone, sometimes for a long time I kind of miss being with a partner and a friend, and then I get together with my wife or family, and I enjoy that, but then I get tired of it after a while. So I flip back between the two. That's true.
Occasionally I like being alone, but I much prefer to be with people, friends. But there are weeks on my own would be a little uncomfortable.
How's the pizza?
Good. It's got a little heat in there. They're not bashful about the heat, and the pineapple is thin. Unlike a lot of pineapple on pizza, it's not soggy, so it's not giving up too much moisture, and therefore.
Oh man. Simple, crispy fish. Day of volunteering so far.
Brutal.
Yeah, where were you working?
I wrapped at least 10 chopsticks.
I wonder if Co's meant for. Oh, shit.
How was your volunteer experience at church?
Depleted.
And yes, what was your job?
I mean, look, we're volunteering.
The chicken area?
Beef.
Beef. You're head of beef? This is
I'm
Claude.
allergic to beef too.
Allergic to beef, but you're the head of beef.
Yep,
Is that a real allergy?
it is.
That's so fake.
No, it is.
What are you the head of?
Were
I
you
use
bitten
it-
by a tick?
What's your official
Really?
job?
Yeah, it's that thing.
Where?
I just
Where were you bitten?
I don't know, but all of a sudden I couldn't process beef.
I decided to sit down and start working.
Sit down, you're a good worker.
Thank you.
I know. Co was lying to everybody.
What are you doing?
He said 3 so that everybody
Hannah,
would
decide looking beautiful. What are you doing?
actually
Wrapping
Yeah, what is your job?
chopsticks like good little Asians.
rolling blunts for children.
Yeah.
Mr. Cosrella,
I'm wrapping tables in foil.
who's the chief chicken teriyaki man?
Gino,
What's your position?
I'm just his assistant.
I know, it's like night and day here. Look at that succulent piece of meat right there.
What are we fucking doing?
Oh man!
Let the people know.
Oh man, I'm talking not just talking some meat, caramelization, the crust.
Pro.